This Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, adjust that however you need, that'd be 11 for California, and so forth here. Sleeve Chief is going to have their Luffy versus Kaido cloth playmat available. You're also going to get the chance to pick up the Gear 5 sleeves, and in addition, they're going to have some metal dice up as well. You can use discount code MCO40 and save on your purchase. I'll leave a link down below so you can pick yours up this Sunday. Big 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out. More Oz content. I was taking a look at a few things that have been having little movements on the market here, especially with the Zark pendulum stuff that got announced here. I wanted to bring into the spotlight here Odd Eyes Wing Dragon, because a lot of people are very, very hyped for this stuff. So I'm always asked, hey, like, what do we need to pick up? What are some things to kind of consider, on the very cheap side of things with the new Zark support coming? Well, right here, Odd Eyes Wing Dragon is going to be one of those cool ones. I mean, a non-tuner clear wing monster to make this, okay, that's going to be relatively easy, plus a dark tuner. You're essentially getting a relatively high scale synchro monster here for you to kind of pick up, and I mean, actually, these are very cheap. I make sure that I had one of these in case I was planning on playing this stuff. Once again, you can see, months down the pipeline here for something that you might potentially want to have. This is the first little piece. Also, I've seen Japanese stores setting up buy list going for this, which means people are picking these up on their side of the game, kind of giving an indicator going, might want to keep an eye on this. So at least it's very, very low rarity. Like, that's the good thing. And then there's the Magician of Hope. This is another one of those cards that you just might want to play. Now, interesting little fact about this. If you can pendulum summon level 4, you can obviously pendulum summon this thing, face up from the extra deck, but you can detach a material from this card, special summon a level 7 or lower pendulum monster from your hand in defense position, but negate its effects, and then you can place this into your pendulum zone. The biggest things I care about here are I can extend out a pendulum monster if need be from my hand. Alright, and if this card is special summon, you can target a pendulum monster in your graveyard and attach it to this card as material. This is not as crazy as what we're looking at, but generic pendulum support for the extension options is kind of cool. Alright, so take that for what you will. These are two cards that I saw coming up, once again, from the OCG side of things, that people are grabbing. So, you've got two super rares here that aren't worth very much. Just making sure you have a copy of them if you plan on playing any of the pendulum-related stuff. Okay. Next up is Ancient Guardians. Now, we've been through Sulfur and we've been through Ursartix between the last two sets. The only thing left at this point would be Odotic, and based on the process of elimination, if that's what we're going to be looking at here, I mean, there have been some pretty interesting movements on this set, which we'll talk about here. Pinkertops has been on a downward spiral here. Nice $106. Actually, they're up to $110. Okay, well, that's kind of hilarious. Skullmeisters are down to $63. Wow. Actually might be worth getting. And then I see down here that our trade-ins, wow, these bottomed out, 65, 65, 63. Lowest being $60 right now. Okay, that's interesting. The Sulfur stuff, these listings haven't really repopulated. You got 22, 13, and then you've got your Ursartic buyouts still going. Like, I don't know what I've missed back here that keeps these collector's rares off the market. But Septirion, I mean, still $40. And then the Polaris still have 27 listings, but Septirion it's not repopulated. Also, boxes are still $36. You want a fun set to open? I mean, this isn't terrible. And then $25 25 listings on the Coolias. Okay, but as we push on back here, I mean, you get down here to August, $22, and you've got 23 listings. You've got Grand Chariot at $16. You've got Amnesia at $14. Even if they dodge support this set, I mean, you're probably going to see some sort of power up later on in the deck's life. And I mean, if you're looking at these $13 collector's rares and you're just like, wow, yeah, it's really worth considering here. Fancias are $8. Coolias $5, Polaris $4, and Butias are also $4. I mean, once again, the amount of stuff that we're seeing here, Big Dippers are $1.50s, regular Septirions are, $2-3. and then Aerons are dollars. I would definitely grab an Odotic Core at this stage. This stuff is so cheap. Holy crap. I think you can get the entire Odotic Core from this set for what looks like a couple of dollars. Wow. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So we've started to see this show up as a tech choice right now. And I gave a little bit of a comment to this quite some time ago, but I didn't think it would stick around. But I've had a turnaround here of a couple of lists playing this. It's mainly they're citing Cyber Dragons and then, you know, citing the Fortress to get like a mini contact fusion out. I mean, the Starfoil prize cards are expensive. Let's be fair, those were always kind of up there. Ultra rare copies, $10.50, $11 at your last sales. Wow. People are really coming through here and picking those up. I'm not going to dig too far into this. You've got so far to climb down there. Wow. Shonen Jump magazines. Deuce copies are at least $4 the way it looks. Yeah, these have been going up. Interesting. You gotta love the fact that more and more machine stuff kind of popping into the format. The commons are cheap, golds are cheap, and then Ghost from the Past is like nothing. Interesting to see what very few versions of this are actually value. Speaking of things that are dummy thick in value, Cyber Dragons. Somebody just bought a damaged one for $80, a near mint for $300. So there's been some value back here in these OG CRVs. Nice mod plays. A lot of mods. You get Italian light play for $360 from them. No thanks. Used to be, are we still sitting at 6? Oh, you can get a light play for $470. Wow. That's very unusual. Yeah, cool. So these have tanked down. Okay. Now this version of Cyber Dragon has been on a nice upward tick up. I mean, it looks like these are, what's our sales history here? Not a lot, but I mean, they've been moving 72, 72, 76 from 80. Got some foreign copies here, but yeah, 72, 73 on up to 80. Wow. So Cyber Dragon movement is very, very consistent right now across the board. Okay. Firewall Defensor, these are still kind of floating about the same that they've been. I'm not really surprised to see, you know, we got the little bit of the inversion value going here, but $8-9 for these. Yeah, a decent spin up. Okay. Windup Kitties. Oh boy, Robbie, I've been wanting to buy one of these. I mean, your ulti's down to $9.50 at this point, which is a lot better than it was. I mean, honestly, somebody just bought a first hit for $19, but if you want an unlim, $9-10 all day long. Yeah, cool. Very, 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 very nice to see that these have crashed down. Maze of Memories versions are 15 cents for an Ultra. That's physically sickening. To your Elements cards. Well, considering the fact that the market is kind of all over the place right now, Reno Hearts are $20. Maybe you should give some consideration to picking those up if you've been wanting to play tier. That's, okay. Regular tier's $4. Renos are $5s. This whole core has now like reached the point where it's so cheap. Like, you might want to actually give some consideration to having these. Well, still $300 on those. It's actually kind of interesting. Asas are down to $55. Yikes. Paralinos, are we really sitting this low? Paralinos are about $16 to $17. Okay. So Paralinos are going to cost you, but I mean, like, the whole tier core is nothing in terms of value now. Chaos Space Collector's Rares. We're down to $75 for unlims for these. But first eds look like $145. Somebody actually paid that. Wow. $150 for first eds. I am a little bit surprised, but not really. Chaos Space has been a very, very consistent card in the market for most of its life. $250. Yeah, interesting. And then Reinhardt's here. Oh, nice. Somebody's trying to fire sell that very quickly. I bet that's a store that's deactivated right now. But you're looking at $11 to $12 right now. I mean, all of your Scareclaw Mana DM stuff has been like all over the place right now. Like, if you want something to definitely keep an eye on, it's still keep an eye on this. like all of your Scareclaw stuff is a little bit all over the place, but it's definitely got some good value. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.